Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to Siralim Ultimate, where in this episode we have a false god, not a false god, a nether boss to take down. And, ooh, I just realized we didn't roll ourselves our item bonus last episode, so let's do it right now. As before, anything above 350 I'm generally okay with, although these are some pretty bad properties for our build. Nevertheless, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's see how it goes. Before we do, let's actually take a look at what this boss is going to be like. We are fighting... Vlora. Alright. At the end of each enemy's turn, you're moved to the top of the timeline. This seems pretty bad, actually. At the end of each enemy's turn, it's moved to the top of the timeline. And after this creature is moved to the top of the timeline, enemies take... God, what an awful... And the thing is, so... Nether bosses will have tens of millions of health. So... Taking damage equivalent to 25% of its highest stat is effectively just saying you're going to be taking about 10 million worth of damage. However, I think we can avoid... Like, if it counts as indirect damage, we might be able to avoid it if we have a barrier. Maybe? Let's see if maybe that's how it's gonna work. So let's go to our spell list and let's see if we can find anything that conveniently gives us a barrier. I don't know about that. I want something that goes to all our creatures. Holy Bulwark. Alright, let's go with that. Oh, okay, so Holy Bulwark is a life spell, and... Do you have any unused... Well, no, you're not even a life creature. Do we have any life creatures? No, we don't. Alright, so you know what, here's what we'll do. We'll create two gems of Holy Bulwark. I may be completely off about how any of this works, in which case this is going to be an awful failure, but I feel like maybe it'll... Because Shelled is another option, but I think Shelled only works against attacks and spells, and the way this is phrased suggests to me that it's something else. So let's level these up. That's at its maximum. So one of them is gonna have to be death, and the other one is gonna have to be... sorcery. And this one... And... What else would we like? More charges? Well, obviously we want a generous on both of them, giving our other creatures a chance to cast it. And finally, I've forgotten what, magnetic and singular and cascading mean. But let's just go with increased duration on both of them. I think that's a safe bet. And of course, let's not forget to equip these. You do have one free slot, and we just saw, did also have one free slot. Okay. I remember this boss being a massive pain when I was fighting the Tier 2 version of it, and I think this one is going to be just even worse. Extra speed means it's probably going to go first. This is really bad. You know what? Let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll survive for a turn. And maybe my whole barrier theory is completely wrong. So let's not worry about it too much. Let's go inside here. Ooh, what do we get? Pick a box. How about this box? With a very disappointing nether stone inside. Alright, that's fine. But yeah, we've got a... Was that... for a moment I thought that maybe that was a treasure golem. Alright. Enemies are... We also don't have additional casts, and enemies are casting additional times. Okay. Very dicey situation indeed. So when we get to the nether boss fight at the end, there's a very good chance that we are just going to die without getting a chance to move. Okay, how about you cast a normal reincarnation? And by normal I mean ethereal. Oh, you are a mimic? Well, that was a very well-timed arbitration. I think we can just punch you to death. We've got our holy bulwark available to... Oh, right, we only have one attack and one cast. So we'll do it like this. And now, yeah, just do this again. You came very close to finishing him off. You might be able to... Except he's invisible. That's a bunch of garbage. You do have an ethereal arbitration, so we'll just do that, and, I don't know, just end him like this. Okay. Okay. Now, another group of enemies. That's one of the realm properties. Enemies belong to the same race, which often means they'll have all kinds of strange little synergies going on. What macro do you have? It's probably the reincarnation one, right? Yeah, so we'll just do that. Good stuff. And this time, before we fight the nether boss... Ooh, a dumpling. That is very good. It doesn't have the special dumpling skin, but listen, a dumpling of any kind is good to find, and especially because we do have a prophecy goal of fighting this dumpling. We need to corner it somehow. It's proving to be easier said than done. I think we might... No. That. I think we might have it. There we go. Okay, we need to... Remind me, can we... Yeah, yes we can. We can send it to the bottom of the timeline. Which is pretty important. So let's again do this. And after buffing ourselves a little bit more, we'll start punching it. I think now's maybe a good time to start punching it. Yeah, now we can finish it off with a nice rabid dementia. There we go. Gained a good amount of experience from that. But nothing else. But you know what? A second mimic. Alright. Why not? Start out with that. If we had Arcane, then I would be okay using the macro, but I don't want to use up my non-ethereal spell gems. Those I'm saving for boss fights. Now he's confused as well, but I think we can just punch you. Then one more punch should do it. Okay. Nothing in those chests. We need firewood for these huts. And if we help them out with that, they will give us a decent amount of loot. Alright. 2 more wandering enemies and the master. Okay. Once again, let's just do it like this. Good stuff. Annoying, but I think we'll be fine. We just need... We should get a second rabbit dementia, shouldn't we? And give it to someone so that you have ethereal charges as well. But I guess we can just do reincarnation. That took a while, but in the end it was not that bad. Alright. Alright. Those snowmen don't really do anything. It's been a long while since I've been in this realm. So I've forgotten which of these objects are useful and which ones are just decoration. There's some firewood. We're gonna need that. Alright. This is probably our master. Aha! You activated my trap card. Killing my Dreadwhite. I bet they thought, oh, we've killed one of his creatures. We're 1/6 of the way there, and then the woe damage kicked in. Good amount of loot. Good amount of loot there as well. No more wandering enemies, just that one master. And, of course, our boss fight. What buffs do we have? We don't have any sort of... Oh, you are our master. Then who was that other guy? Who was that other guy? Probably a civilian who's gonna give us some loot. There we go. Sorry, so I believe this will debuff enemies if we complete this event. Easy fight. What are they fused with? The enemies are weak. Not sure how much that's going to help us against this boss, but... Well, I was going to say it might help us against the master, but before we fight the master, let's debuff the enemies even more. We still don't have arcane, so I'm not going to use up my non-ethereal charges. I'll just do this. And nice. Straight for victory. Enemies are frozen. That might help us. It might help waste some of the enemies, the boss's turns at any rate. Anyway. Alright. Now we just have to fight the master and... hang on. Did wells do anything? No. We've donated... So what stuff did do I... what are the objects in this area that do help us? I think we've already hit all of them. Yeah, that doesn't do anything, that's just a rock. Oh, we haven't dealt with these Yeti people. I tell you what, let's do the master first. The mummy master. After your mummies take damage while it is their turn. This doesn't really seem like anything we need to worry about if it only applies to damage while it's their turn. Nevertheless, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna rely on cheesing every single master fight. Because we can deal with this trait, it's not that bad. Alright. You see, these mummies weren't a problem at all. Improved our mastery with them, and... let's do these Yeti fights. If we're lucky, we'll get enough favor to get another favor rank with Azural. I think that was the god of this realm, right? Okay. No, we're gonna be about 100 off. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. And now... the moment of truth. Well, hopefully somebody can survive until... Okay, I forgot what... I forgot that we haven't met Vlora yet, so I skipped the first line. But I think if you pause it at the right moment, you'll be able to read it. But the second page says, you command your Rift Dancer to... Oh, okay. I think the first page is that Vlora is trying to be all seductive and trying to mind control your creatures, and then you command your Rift Dancer to slap Vlora across the face, letting you know that you're onto them. And Vlora says, "Ah, I forgot that I already tried that trick once before. No matter this time, I won't be defeated so easily. We'll see about that." Oh my god, what is even happening? So Vlora is currently at the top of the timeline. Let's see if my supposition was correct. No, it wasn't. Not even close. Let's read the... Well, the Animatus is alive, so... There's that. How about you provoke? Oh my god. Ugh. And the blind doesn't help either. We have to try and resurrect the... Okay. I was gonna say we have to try and resurrect the Dread White. But what did you attempt to do? Hang on, I need to check something. So I remember when I was fighting the Tier 2 version of Vlora, I was really mystified as to how to beat her. So this is one that I'm fully okay with just looking up, okay, how do you beat? Okay, one suggestion people are giving is try to beat her on turn 0. Stat reduction, defense, mimics. Okay, so my understanding was partially correct. It is indirect damage. Yeah, I'm not seeing any good way to deal with her on this build without some sort of crazy kind of damage reduction. Okay, so let's check something. Let's go to the bestiary. Looking for the Phase Knight. This is a creature whose name came up. Your creatures take 70% less indirect damage. Okay. We have 7 of these, and the trait does not stack. Right. So let's go ahead and modify one of our So for the Rift Dancer, I'm going to you know what, let's just create a new set of boots. Let's call these the Phase Knight boots. And max it all the way up. And give it the same upgrades as this. So just a whole lot of speed, the 3 spell gem slots, Archangel's Blessing, and then instead of gold, we'll give it the Phase Knight one. What was the Phase Knight material called? Night Prism, okay. So in these boots, yeah, Night Prism. Seven of these, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. For the stat slots, we just wanted speed, just pure speed. For the trick slot, the one that gives you extra spell slots. Where was it? What was it? What was that? Okay, it was the pump drill, yeah. And for this, we wanted Archangel's Blessing. So we'll just craft a new one. It's a life spell. And let's socket into these boots the Archangel's Blessing. I'm not going to put any nether stones into it. Oh, and also let's change the names. Alright, so these are... Let's call these Phase Knight boots. Oh. I'm like, should I was thinking about shortening it down to PK boots, but I know that's gonna be too confusing for me to remember if I have to take a break from this game, because PK can mean so many different things. So where the Phase Knight. And even though we know that they're boots from the icon, I'll put boots anyway just to complete the item name. Confirm. And the currently equipped boots are the gold boots. B... Uh-oh. TS. Confirm. All right. Okay. Now... let's equip the Phase Knight boots on you. Hopefully you don't lose your spell gems. Because it had the same amount of spell gems. Yeah, okay, they're still equipped. They are still equipped. And now, let's go after this nether boss. End of turn cast. You know what, that's fine. We'll try one more time in a random realm. Guess this is an okay place to fight. 7 enemies. So what are our extra traits? Gems sealed after casting. Not a great... once again, there's extra speed. Not a great set of properties for us. Swamplands is Miraxus, right? Yeah. Ooh, we need to find buried treasure as well. Mending. Rebirth is great. Alright. These extra traits are probably what's behind the chaos we're seeing in these first couple of fights. So let's just, even though there's one enemy left, let's get rid of its extra traits. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so far so good. Agile and shelled might be good in the fight if we're getting attacked. Because it's not enough just to avoid the indirect damage. We also have to, right, because there are other creatures in that fight who are going to be trying to take us down in more conventional ways. Are you serious? Ugh. Well, I'm not... What? Well, this fucking sucks. Really? Well, whatever. Everybody's stuff is sealed. That's a bunch of nonsense if you ask me. Annoying as hell. Just do Black Slate. I'm tired of this. Just attack somebody. Alright. The important thing is to get to the nether boss. It's less about, you know, the nonsense from these other enemies. Alright. That said, I will do these mini boss rooms, because, you know, you get some nice loot from the chests. Here's what we'll do. Get rid of their... Yeah, get rid of their... traits. We only have 3 attacks, I should remind myself. From on our animators, because we took goad off the Rift Dancer. Alright. Good stuff. Is anybody gonna come back? That's the other thing with extra traits. Realistically, there's a very high chance that one of those traits will be some really annoying resurrection thing. Another one of you is down. 3 more enemies. Ah, okay. Alright, now what is our goal for this fight? Our goal for the boss fight is to... You're blind. That sucks. Given that you're blind, I don't know, just blank slate. And animators just attack this person. That sucks. Just do antidote, I guess. Can you actually kill anybody? No, you... Of course you can't. Of course you can't. Just do another antidote, I guess. Let's just keep casting antidote. Red, white. What did I... Ugh. This time I'm pretty sure I didn't even press anything. Yeah, I don't even think that was the controller's fault. I think that was just the computer messing up. And registering 1 key press as 2. So whose turn is it? Who is constantly making us blind? That's really annoying. Stop it. Stop it. Just do Rune of Sa. What? Oh. There are 2 more enemies. Just wanna get to the nether boss. You guys are being a thorn in my side. Alright. Fucking hell, come on. Yeah, let's do it like this. And that's the end of that. That machine is missing a part. We'll deal with that machine when we find the thing. Oh, there's the nether boss. There's the thing. And I think we've gotten all 5 of our buffs. Yes, we have. So I'm gonna go and I'm going to do this. And I'm just gonna go straight into the nether boss fight. And we're gonna see how well this goes. Well, we should collect that buried treasure because we do have a prophecy task, and we need to do it 3 times. And if we don't get it done now, it might take a while. Jesus, that's really annoying. The unicorn is blind again, so I had to kill them in that turn. Okay. Alright, now let's see how well we do in this fight. With some indirect damage reduction. Yeah. Vlora, she was crying. That's how she was trying to trick us. Are you serious right now? Hang on. What was it that did the damage to us that time? It was... So that turn in which all of us died. It was from Cloud Beam? Yeah, I don't even think it was Vlora that killed us that time. It was just a bunch of nonsense that happened. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying until we have a clean fight against her where we see how well this damage reduction is working. That time we were robbed. Okay. Lesson. Yeah, we're not really doing indirect damage. Once again, let's go into a random realm. Yeah, let's do a random realm. This could be very interesting, because the bonuses we're gonna get in... Okay, this is an agile group of creatures. I was worried that we had some sort of speed discrepancy for the 3rd time in a row, but no, this time we should be fine. Less healing. Enemies cast additional times and are strong against death. We can deal with most of this stuff. Alright. Warded. Enemies are poisoned. Conquest and Doppelganger. Interesting. Well, that was annoying. Should I just try and attack? What are they fused with? Gambler's Hive, that's where we are right now. That's Reclusa. Reaching. Vulnerable. Alright. Some tickets. Yeah, let's do these optional combats. They're fused with elementals. That is a horrible enemy type to have as a fusion. Because garbage like this is gonna happen. And they're gonna cast spells additional times with this nonsense. Ugh. Why did the reincarnation not work? Ugh, what is even going on? Alright, let's gather ourselves. Compose ourselves. We're doing fine, we're doing okay. We've got 3 more enemies. How about we just try and punch them to death straight away? Okay. Good solid hit. And we are... Ooh, there should be 2 more enemies, and there's a bunch of optional combats which I'm going to leave alone. I will do this though. I feel like we've gotten pretty unlucky last few episodes with enemies being fused with some absolute garbage creatures. Look at this nonsense. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Quadruple cast of Archangel's Blessing. Well, good thing is we can just take those buffs away. Oh, we didn't get those buffs because there's maximum buffs. I don't know, man. Just do this, I guess. Yeah, there's less indirect damage as well, so... What a bunch of nonsense. What a bunch of actual garbage. Are you fucking serious right now? Are you actually fucking serious? Just get the fuck out. Fuck off. Two more enemies. There we go. Finally, a battle goes our way. I couldn't see what that machine did because these enemies bum rushed us. Okay, come on. Come on. Do they have the fucking bob and weave? Are you serious with this nonsense? Ah, what the hell is... How are we gonna kill these losers? I don't know, man. Fucking... Yeah, at least one of them is dead, and now maybe more of them can follow. Okay, corpse explosions, there we go. See, the bob and weave is such a bullshit trait. Alright, and confusion and agile. Confusion, I think, is the more important out of those. Alright, let's No more wandering enemies at least, so at least we can walk around in peace. Open all these chests. And now let us face the music. Probably gonna die this time because of this whole elemental situation. If they've got bob and weave in this fight, then there's no way for us to win. So before anything happens... Fucking hell. They've got one... They've got... The boss has bob and weave. The fucking boss has bob and weave. Do they have any temporary traits? Not currently. So, I mean, there's really nothing we can do except... Uh-huh. So... let me try Archangel's Blessing. How much damage is that doing? Shadow Step is kind of a bullshit thing. So here's what we're gonna have to do. We're going to have to equip the IDR sword in addition to everything else. And you know what? Let's get another Archangel's Blessing. Hang on. Star Pact, right? Yeah. Actually, should we have Star Pact or should we just have Archangel's Blessing? Let's just have Archangel's Blessing on this one. And let's try this one more time. Alright, this time it's personal. This time we're just gonna... I don't like Resurrect on Death. Stats are swapped. Maybe her health is gonna be swapped. And we're gonna go into the Arachnid Nest. Fighting trash mobs is gonna be a lot slower. Because we don't have our sweeping damage anymore. Alright. Enemies have extra defense, but stats are swapped, so I don't even know if we can trust that. But the rest of it, I think, is fine. Alright. Do we want to fight a Mimic? Why not? Let's just go ahead and do it. And since this is just a... I guess we're gonna have to boost our stats up a little bit. And now we should be able to Rabbit Dementia. Yeah, we only have 3 attacks instead of the 5 that I'm accustomed to. Oh, do we have maximum buffs again? Oh yeah, we've got maximum buffs. That's also annoying. Let's just germinate this guy. I don't know why that didn't work. You know what, that's fine. Whatever. I'm over it. Ooh, hey! You know what? This makes up for most of the bullshit we've been through finding the Mimic card. And now we have 100% chance. Sorry, Mimics drop 100% more loot. And just out of curiosity, how many cards are there in the Mimic set? 4. So there's Mimic. Obviously, then there's Pandora. I don't remember what the other 2 are. We'll figure that out eventually. For now, let's just be really happy that we found one of the... Out of the rare cards in this game, it's probably the easiest to find, but it's good nonetheless that we found it. Alright. Gives us a bit of an ego boost ahead of the boss fight. Mending, leeching, defense. Enemies are attacking. This is annoying. Okay, this should finish them. Okay. And let's just try to punch our way through. This time let's just do this. Does that work any better? Not really. And just do this again. Where is reincarnation? There it is. There we go. God, these guys are tanky. I guess when stats are swapped, it's hard to predict how fights are gonna go. Oh, and there were Nemesis creatures on top of that. Ooh, and there's a treasure golem. Agile, invisible, good. I didn't see snared and bleeding. Snared could help us out quite a bit. Except it doesn't apply to treasure golems. So what we'll do is and then with the Rift Dancer we'll do Rabid Dementia and hope that if we are unable to kill it, that it doesn't flee. We were unable to kill it, but fortunately we get another round of attacks. And we can just kill it with like anything we want. So let's just kill it with this. And what do we get? Well, we get a Scolding from Regalis, but we also complete that prophecy. That prophecy quest. And not only that, but we also... Well... I mean, like... not only that, but we also get another treasure golem kill. Which, you know, is a great way to get a solid amount of loot in one chunk. Alright. 3 more enemies. Two of them are on top of each other over here. These guys were quick to go down. Well, trying to come back, but to no avail. Hope these guys are similarly polite and hope they leave promptly. It's gonna take one more. Alright. I hope after all this we don't just immediately die against the boss. That would be a bit of an anticlimax. Ooh, another mimic fight, and now we get to see that 100% loot bonus against mimics in action. Let's use our ethereal reincarnation. You can do a rabid dementia. What sort of loot? Oh, we have to open the chest. Got a good amount of stuff, I guess. Alright. No more wandering enemies. We just have to make sure we've collected all our buffs and debuffs, and then we've got to head into this fight. Enemies are poisoned and sleeping. I think this is going to be a civilian. Yes. One thing I wanted to do, I wanted to... Which anointments do I have? We could get rid of Rune of Sa and equip that anointment where you get the chance to resurrect. Oh, another mimic, I guess we'll do it, why not? And let's do one more. And we're not going to be able to damage this guy anymore. So let's just do another reincarnation. Now we'll do a rapid dementia, which will hopefully kill it. There we go. What's inside? Nothing. Okay. Good. Alright. Now... well... let's see what's in this room. Enemies are blighted and they've been damaged. Alright. Alright. Let's go into this fight and... where was the, there it is. Oh, oh, nearly forgot my buff. Alright. Now, let's see how this goes. Vlora is still crying. Come on. Yeah, we have to do this. You cannot cast anything. Can you at least provoke? Yes, you can. We really needed it to come back to life. the 50% chance did not work. I mean, let me understand what happened. Scourge death. Okay. Yeah. I feel like we're getting robbed a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try again on the arachnid nest. This time I'm gonna put the video on pause. I'll come back to you when the fight is about to start, and if there are any other developments along the way, I'll let you know. Oh, one thing I will do though is I will shuffle around my anointments. I'll take off the Rune of Sa. So supercharged, I want to keep Rune Knight. Okay. I'll take off the Rune of Sa and I will equip Revelation. And we'll see how this goes. But anyway, I'm gonna put this video on pause and we're going to be... well, let me go into the realm first. We're gonna be seeing how this loadout does against the boss, right? See you shortly. Taking things off pause briefly just because we found one of these guys. Scourge Smog. Probably Chaos, let me just check. Indeed, it is a Chaos creature. So yes, going back on pause and I will let you know either when we're at the boss fight or if some other interesting thing has happened, right? See you in a bit. Back off pause because we did find something in after one of the mimic fights that I had. We found a skin, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. But yes, going back off. Oh, and we've got I didn't even notice that there was a Pandemonium Shrine here as well. So let's see what this is. Ooh, a treasure chest with nothing interesting in it. But hey, Pandemonium Shrine is definitely something we needed as well. But yes, putting this video back on pause, I'll see you shortly. Alright, video back off pause. We're almost done. Oh, at first I thought this was a treasure golem. But even it not being a treasure golem is fine because we're about to face the boss, and we'll see how this iteration of my very janky build does. We have donated to you, right? No, we haven't. Well, now we have. And this boss is one that I felt, even when I was playing the first time, especially fighting the tier 2 version, is that it's not very well balanced. When you put it in conjunction with the fact that in conjunction with the fact that enemies, like bosses, have a crazy amount of health, if they then have something that, that's based on their highest stat, doing damage based on their highest stat, it shouldn't, health shouldn't be one of those, is all I'm gonna say. Anyway, let's just see what happens now. We desperately need to do this. And now we need to do... We just need to keep doing this, basically. We need to build up a large supply of health. Our Dreadwhite, can you provoke? what else can you do? Should you... What I think you should do is, I think you should cast Reincarnation on yourself. Because we need our animators to be very healthy. And we're doing some sort of damage to them. I need to wait for my animators to no longer be confused before I attempt anything at all with him. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to continually reincarnate this guy, bring our guys back. They're dead again straight away, but no longer confused is my animatus. And you can no longer reincarnate yourself, which, well, no, you do have one more gem. What I'm gonna do though, instead of reincarnating, is I'm gonna cast Defile, because we've done some damage to those guys, and what I don't want is for... Ah, you're confused again. That really sucks. What I absolutely don't want is for them to suddenly gain their health back due to healing. However, I'm also cognizant of the fact that this game will screw me over by making me cast Corpse Explosion on myself. It has absolutely no compunctions about that. So, let's just Major Resurrect you. Alright. Once again, we're left with a bit of a quandary. What I'll do now, though, is I will double cast Finger of Death. Because I think we've done enough. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if the... Okay. We found 2 nether stones beating that boss. Both of them garbage. And in the chests we found nothing. And we've beaten the realm as well. Okay. So I don't know if the anointment that we switched to even did anything. Ooh, I just got a pop-up that we have now hit 30% achievements. I'll just show you. Indeed, 1524 has pushed us over the edge. We're now at 30%. Alright. Let's do a bit of a debrief, and while we're debriefing, what I'll do is I'll find the candle and we'll summon some griffins and we'll fight them. So we beat the boss in the end, and we were able to do it, but still it's very luck-based, and this is also what I've read on the experiences of people trying to fight it with builds that aren't specifically built to fight that boss, is that you sometimes will just lose before you're able to do anything at all. And I guess we fought other bosses that are kind of like that, but this one really takes it to a whole other level, where like you're guaranteed to take, your entire party is guaranteed to take millions of damage, which is effectively an instant kill if it hits you. Unless you're able to somehow do that on, like, do something to counteract that on turn 0, which is a very tall order. Other bosses have, like, legitimate instant kill abilities as well, but they are usually limited to specific creatures. And the problem with this one, and I know, like, I had the same thought when I was fighting the tier 2 version, is that its ability is essentially a stealth instant kill just because of how much damage it does. And being a stealth instant kill on potentially your entire party before they can do anything is a little bit harsh, if you ask me. We beat it, but we had to make so many changes. Like 70% damage reduction still wasn't enough because our party members, other than our Animatus and our Dreadwhite, were still getting killed. We needed yeah, we just I guess my issue with this fight, and it's less of an issue now, it was more of an issue when I was doing the Tier 2 version, is that this is the first boss that I fought where I had to come up with a build specifically to beat this one boss. And I mean, in a way that's fine, but I feel like for bosses that are mandatory, and I consider any boss like that's just on the normal realm progressions to be like mandatory fights, like you have to fight them or you can no longer go further down in the realms. Like those fights, I believe ideally you should be able to beat them in multiple ways. They shouldn't be so restrictive that you know absolutely cannot win without a build that's just, you know, to beat that one boss. Because when I'm done with this, I'm gonna change my build. That's the other thing. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna go back to my, you know, goad and overkill, and probably no other boss up to and including the you know, the final boss, you know, the final nether boss. No other boss, I predict, is gonna give us as much trouble as this one did. False gods notwithstanding, those are a whole separate kettle of fish. But yeah, those are my thoughts, is that the damage is a little bit overtuned, it's a little bit overdone. It's all like, it would be better if instead it was a lower percentage, like when you've got, you know, tens of millions of health, even 5% would be fine, but instead it does an unreasonable percentage of its already unreasonably high maximum health in damage to you, and yeah, it's just a little bit beyond the pale. Like, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. For the rest of this realm, I think we're done, except we just have a few more of these Griffin veterans to kill, and if we're lucky, we'll get one of them to drop their card. They haven't. We've already found a card this realm. Or was it the previous failed attempt? Well, in either case, we found a card in this video, and it was a rare card, because Mimic is considered to be one of the rare encounters. It's one of the more common out of the rare encounters. Nevertheless, because cards are so rare to find, any card that's associated with any sort of even moderately rare encounter, it's a bit of a big deal when you do end up finding it. So really happy with that. And that also, ooh, hey, we fricking did it. We fricking did it. Found the Mimic card, and finally we found the Griffin Veteran card. And we have completed the Griffin set. You know what the sad thing is? Sad slash absurd slash crazy is that I was kind of hoping this wouldn't happen in this episode, is because I was gonna put it in the title of the video where I found the final Griffin card, you know, just because it'd be such a big occasion. But this video is a nether boss fight, so the title of the video has to be about the nether boss. And then the griffins are just gonna be, the griffin card is just gonna be like an aside to that. That's crazy. Maybe I'll put it in the description, but like it won't. It would still be burying the lead a little to not have it in the title. We'll see. We'll see. I'll decide how we're gonna do it. Alright. Alright. I am very happy. This episode started off in frustrating fashion, but it ended spectacularly. Are we done? We're done. Let's go back to Siralim. And let's recap what we did. Well, before we do any recapping, I want to change up my gear. The OK sword goes to you. Yes, let's recap what we did. We had to fight Vlora, who was probably the most difficult nether boss. I remember when I was doing the phase 2 ones, by far the most difficult one. None of them even came close. Some of them had annoying gimmicks which required me to fight them multiple times, but none of them had the feeling of, oh my god, I just cannot beat this thing because its thing is too powerful. Like, millions of unavoidable damage unless you can on, you know, turn 1 or turn 0 do something about that. Or if you just happen to have really high damage reduction, is it's definitely a doozy. But we dealt with it. We changed up our anointments as well. I don't know if they were doing anything, because can we? Oh, we can't see our. Oh, can we see our battle history? Oh no, the fight's already gone. What I was gonna do is I was gonna check the battle history to see if the cleric anointment revelation was kicking in at all. It felt like it wasn't, but maybe it was, and the creatures were just getting killed too quickly for me to realize. We'll roll with this for a few episodes. We'll see how it goes. Long run, it'll probably be replaced with Shimmer, but we'll hold on to it for now. But yes, we changed our anointments. Maybe this one helped, maybe it didn't. We also stacked on a huge amount of damage reduction, 70% plus 90% from the sword. I don't know if there's a cap on how much you can keep stacking it up, but yes, we in the end were able to scrape by purely based on our Animatus and our Dreadwhite staying alive, while everyone else was just immediately dying, even after our attempts to buff their life. In the end, we killed it. You know, that's all that matters. The other thing that does matter is we found two very important cards in this episode. We found the Mimic, the first of the Mimic cards, and we've completed the Griffin card set. Isn't that beautiful? When you complete it, it replaces it with a star. One thing that's worrying me a little bit is, notice we've completed it, but the final thing you know, the final bonus, 15% chance double resources, that's fine. But look above that, it says unlocked at 8+ cards. Why does it say 8+? Because that to me suggests that maybe it's possible to find duplicates. We haven't found any duplicates yet, I don't think. If we have, I'm not seeing any obvious indication. But if it is possible to find duplicates, that'll make it very, very difficult to complete our card collection. That's something to worry about later though. For now, let's just be happy that we finished off this card set. The next one we're going to work on is the stag set, because power is my most heavily taxed resource because of how much I'm using it to reroll realms. So we're gonna beeline for this one. This is gonna also require us to hunt down 8 different kinds of cards. We already have one, a bit of a head start, but yes, that's just a bit of a heads up on what my next plan is vis-a-vis hunting for cards, which I'm going to play as much as I can this week while this bonus is active. Maybe even do more recordings than I usually would. That'll mean that next week I can take some time off. Anyway, that's just me rambling to myself. That's all about our plan for hunting down cards. But anyway, that is going to be all for this episode. It had a little bit of everything. It was an emotional roller coaster. Started off frustrating, but then became full of grit and determination. And then in the end, it was a moment of victory for us, and that is something to savor. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. But anyway, that is going to be all for this one. I hope you'll join me for the next one as well. And until then, take care.